Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast. With me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Crossroads. In the north of this, Eisernes Kreuz fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Yes, Basil, I just said Deutschland. Fighting here for the 9th Panzer Division with Festung Armour, Encirclement and Spearhead. A few spicy commanders, though interesting ones. In the south, it is Jove. Fighting for the British Empire, the Commonwealth. Taking on the role here of the Guards Armored Division with Commando, Special Weapons and Tactical Support Regiments. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Without them and their invaluable support, the Propagandacast would not be able to keep running. So big thanks to all of those and their continued support. Other people can join the heroic ranks by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal. Links are in the video description. And can also support me by pre-ordering Companies Free, if you're going to do that, of course, via the link in the comments, and then using the code CoH2 type it out like it's written there, since if it's misspelled, I don't get any sort of cut out of that sale. And, just find, comment, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. So, triple section, first guns, MD2, yes, Basil, I mentioned the entire thing, so maybe you can get some chicken or something. You like that, don't you? So, Gunners advancing in the centre for Kreuz, moving up the west side here, clearly worried that Jove might be making a push into the cemetery pretty early on. He's looking to secure the area around there in case of such a rush, though Jove clearly is more focused on the eastern viewpoint here. No, Basil. No. You vicious furry fiend. No. Don't tune the cables either. Section, the Universal digging in section on the way there. The Universal carrier, blah. Can't completely throw off my train of thought there. But anyways, Universal there for Jove and the British Empire. Gunners for the section. First shots fired here around the 2-minute mark between Kreuz and Jove. Gunners popping out here. I suspect what Kreuz is trying to do is trying to bait Jove into trying to rush the house here. But obviously he's just going to pop in and then try to catch him out in the open. Jove, of course, being a veteran player, is not really going to fall for that. So, anyways, Grand Western Point team machinery up here. Universal almost done there for Jove and the British Empire. Third Gunners with the Eisernes Kreuz and the 9th Panzer Division. The MG4 to catch in the section. Trying to catch them there, but there's still a bit of heavy cover. This section isn't suppressed. Close one there, though. Universal arriving here, though, for Jove and the British Empire. And these are their section moving up here for the Commonwealth. We got the Gunners again, still hoping that Jove's going to somehow take the bait, but now being attacked from the other side, so they have to be in the building and they have to evacuate. Universal is going to go for flank at the info too. Very good here. Pioneer standing about here. Not much they can do here except, I suppose, retreat. But there you go. MD42 getting flanked here by Jove's Universal Carrier. Nice devious move here by Jove. Getting a kill there as Ludwig drops dead. Pioneers repositioning a bit here in the center. Grenadiers have been forced to vacate the premises. And up the side, that Jove moving up the section. Vickers machining away for him to help put pressure on the Germans. And of course, keep their heads down towards the dirt. That's what happens next. Eisernes Kreuz, maybe tech, maybe a 4th Grenadier Squad or a mortar. Even a sniper hit could happen. We'll have to see what Eisernes Kreuz decides to do here versus Jove. There are multiple paths here for him to pursue. Meanwhile, Jove keeps up with a pretty aggressive approach to the British, like he's attacking across the entire front line. Risky in some regards if you can manage it. You can certainly put some pressure, though, of course. It also means if his opponent decides to focus one place, he could theoretically break Jove there. So it's definitely very risky and required to the degree that Eisernes Kreuz decides to engage Jove along the entire front line as well. In the 4-2 base in the center there, Gunners bringing their force in there. Jove to pull back the Universal Care, lest he gets his pants fast. And east here, section about to get wiped out. Might just see here Jove getting punished for his aggressive extension tactics, again struggling to maintain contact with all of it. Can Kreuz? Yeah, he does get the wipe there. Quite a blow to Jove in the early game. And certainly highlights the backside again of having to manage across such a wide front line. He is making a push for the fuel point there, though, thumbs up. And we got a Wasp upgrade here for the Universal Care. Bit of a rare one there, since most players nowadays prefer going for the Vickers K upgrade. So interesting choice there by Jove. Interesting choice, but of course allows him to attack people through the hedges. And also allows him to burn up the Germans out of buildings pretty fast. So it's not like it's a bad choice, but it's definitely not the common choice. Up north here, section caught with MD42 as Kreuz launches a counterattack here, backed up by the Pioneers. Very good work there. We'll have to see how Jove that overcomes losing that early section. That is quite a blow there to him. 2 Grenadier Squads routed though. Could make a drive for the car point here. Could try and flank up around here. Tech done there with an armoured car being rushed by Jove. Aggressive motorized strategy here by Jove. West side here, we got telemines on the fuel point. That's an interesting move. Typically not when you put a telemine there. But that said, with Joe running about with this universal carrier like this, it could actually work out. But still, pretty rare to place your telemine there. There you go, Wasp going forwards here. Sending forward to the Pioneers, and yeah, he's going to try and bait the Wasp into the telemine. Will Jove take the bait? Oh! And he did! He took the bait, and the Wasp is gone. That was a hell of a telemine there. For Kreuz really puts it down there in Jove's forces. He's all lost a section. Now the Wasp is, of course, getting the armored car, which will effectively shut out any 2-2 here from Kreuz. Also really just highlights how fast and efficient British tech is when you get out the AC so fast. Mortar here for Kreuz, and we got Joe with Commando Regiment, featuring Commando Gliders, Smoke Raid Operations, Assault, Mortar Cover, and the Air Supremacy Operation here. And there you go, AC Mark III out, a fairly heavy armoured car which actually used parts of British infantry tanks, specifically the Matilda in its construction. So, fun fact there. We got the light mechanized company up, we got the mortar thing up inside the base to cover around here. Baker's up there. And we got Panzer Grenadier here for Kreuz. Won't be interested if he's going to go for them just for the assault capability. We actually intend to use them as a Panzerschreck team. So in a map like this, again, with the way that some of the hedges are positioned, could work out for them. That's it. Pretty rare to see Panzer Grenadier with Panzerschrecks, unless, you know, I'm playing. In which case, I do like them because they fit my playstyle better. Though, of course, there's definitely a bit more energy involved, but at the same time, they do pack a lot of burst damage because you can basically get 240 damage out of the rockets together to target, meaning you can quickly tear off some huge chunks of health there. So it definitely allows you the ability to like just maneuver better, use terrain better, and, you know, quickly finish off vehicles as well. But again, sometimes you also get really disappointed. But then you also do that sometimes with the pack anyways. Moving forward here, very good. Okay, 10 Panzerviks almost done. We got Smoke of the machine guns. Smart play there by Kreuz. Thumbs up. Fresh section out for Jove and the British Empire. Panzerschreck team moving forwards there, or with the Offenler or stovepipe as known, because the Panzerschreck, besides, you know, being very long like a stovepipe in a sense, it also generated an awful lot of smoke. There you go. As you see there, chewed off a fat health of the armoured cars total there. One more volley and that armoured car's going to be gone. And certainly won't be rejoining the fight anytime soon. They can also be sensed the advantage of the Panzerschrecks. They're going to keep, you know, whatever they hit out of the fight, typically for longer than a single pack shot. Because setting up here though. East side here though, Joe probing in there. Very good fuel put here again. Very good fuel control by Joe here against Kreuz, who really hasn't done the same thing at all versus Jove. Could argue said to be a bit of an oversight here. But it does means that Jove, despite the losses, can help ensure a bit of parity. In fact, he might even have a way to get ahead of Kreuz here. If he can sort of like sustain the fuel lead here like this, he could push out tanks faster than Kreuz might be ready for, which would definitely be very beneficial for Jove and the British. We got another machine gun out here for Kreuz. Interesting choice. He also pushed for the cop on there. Very good play there by Kreuz. Thumbs up. In this regard, he's exploiting. He does have more force in the field than Jove, and can base like, you know, find a gap and quickly push forwards. Thumbs up there. Panzerschreck team here. Again, note the ways he's using the terrain here to basically try and hide them from the armored car. If he tries to move up here, he can pop up there, rocket it, moves up here, rocket it. So, very sneaky play there by Kreuz. Thumbs up. Definitely, I think, a very efficient way of employing your Panzerschreck teams. He could even like go for ambush, encircle them with an ambush chain, give them ambush camouflage, at which point he can really set up some sneaky ambushes. But we'll have to see what it actually does. Plus, you know, maybe go for some stormtroopers. Section right here with the MD-42. Go into the section there. Got the armor coming forward here for Joe. Right into the Grenadiers flank there. Sending them running. Backett reinforcing healing there for Kreuz. And forward to the blazing way here, bit and west, pushing the Vickers machine gun team back here. Joe can soon go for some commandos. Sorry about that, which I think could be an excellent addition. They do pack an incredible amount of DPS, plus they got the cannon bomb, so that could really put some pressure there on Kreuz as well. Got medic up on the way there for Jove. MD4 to the section here, quickly suppressed. West side there, small counter-attack here by Kreuz to reclaim the fuel point. Fourth Grenadiers go for Kreuz. Again, would like to do some more Panzer Grenadiers perhaps, but either way, he's definitely, I think, realizing again the infantry is definitely one area in theory, gain a bit of advantage over Jove, so not bad there at all. Though Jove has both as his own, so individually, squad-wise, they're definitely stronger. But again, Kreuz just has more infantry elements. With a total of 5, of course, the Panzer team isn't quite able to perform infantry duties with only half their strength, really. But you get the idea. Section around it. A lot of disruptive plays here. And you got the Panzer team up here looking to assist with a wipe here. Gebaldeladen in this case lands on the Pioneers, does some damage. Doesn't do full friendly damage, or those Pioneers might even have been wiped. Grab these some pointing. We do get a Commander Glider here from Jove. Thumbs up. In the hands of a skilled player, Commander Squad can be an absolute nightmare due to their powerful ambush bonuses and just already high DPS. Now machine caught here with the commanders in the AC here. Quick rushing in with the silent stun guns, which while depicted here as being fully automatic, in reality they were semi-automatic. Otherwise the silence would just be burned out by the sheer heat the gun would generate. So fun fact there. Fun fact. And we got Telestrike called in here from a 25-pounder gun. Commander's hiding out there. It's going to creep eastwards there. Maybe set up for the sneaky deep eastern flank here. Not bad at all. Meanwhile, Jove is soon in the Pacific actually start taking up already for the company command post here. Sex, they're taking the losses. Meanwhile, though, Kreuz is also taking a hit there. Thumbs up to him. Certainly aware that in terms of like fighting the British, you really gotta like, you know, push ahead as fast as possible because you fall behind in terms of tech. The British can definitely snowball you if you're not careful. Commander signing out there. He's definitely playing them very cautiously. He looking to obviously not get them weighted, but also I think waiting for the right time to strike. Because again, depending on the situation, he can really dish out some heavy damage fast. Weapon max unlocked for Jove, opening up for Bren guns. Hitting the western fuel point again. Kind Commandant yet here though for Kreuz. He remains a bit cagey about that one, it seems. Commander steadily moving forwards here for the British Empire. There we go, gonna catch those Grenadiers, I think. But they're not opening up fire immediately. Still not firing here. There we go, down the move. There we go, opening up with the Sten guns and the Grenadiers here. Need to get a bit close, but again, once they get close enough, the DPS skyrockets. Gotta be lucky, but still, less Friedrich, so he definitely got murdered there. Mortar the veterans who won 4 kills. Good use of the mortar bar here by Kreuz. Thumbs up. Commander's grabbing the cut-off point there. Panzer team fought against the armoured car with the Raketenpanzerbüchse. And got the western fuel point again, so he's back to getting 36 fuel per minute versus 19 of Kreuz. Connected soon pushed it further up, I think. Which point's going to get more than twice the amount of fuel per minute here than his opponent. That said, again, Kreuz does have the tech up. We'll have to shoot the Gers for. I mean, you can even like go here for Festung Armour for the Panther full model, yay. Festung Armour bar being fairly rare. There was a bit of a brief resurgence with the command at some point, but people seem to quickly move away from it again. So, still no take here for Jove. We do have a 6-pounder gun out. More to fire here in the section, pushing them off the fuel point, but they're still around. They're obviously looking to still keep the Germans off the fuel point as long as possible. Still no tech for Jove. Indicators what Kreuz is planning. I guess he gets start Ostwind rush here. Auto rush. Now the artillery strike called in here right in the centre here. Trying to keep Kreuz even mounted on the centre victory point. West side here, section pushed off there by the sheer presence of German forces there. The gun is in before 2 teams, basically too much of the section. Artillery keeps hitting that particular spot incredibly accurately, but sadly not hitting anything around it. That's going to feel a bit bad there for Jove. You know, Hammond, I felt like that shot would have gone a bit more scattery and you hit some Germans. And there we go, we do get Festung Armour with the Panther Model 8 Panther Tactician. Hold down the Pack Fleet and Royal Artillery, oh not Royal Artillery, but Railway Artillery Support. Man, I've seen too much of the British just like go Royal. Ugh. Anyways, I'm guessing we'll look at the Panther Model 8 here from Kreuz though. Which is basically the Oberkommando S Panther 4 for those wondering. just without the higher levels of efficiency, but otherwise, you get more accuracy, you get the armor bonus to start with, and effectively too, you also get even more accuracy. So it's like really good versus infantry, and overall just good.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Commanders are sneaking up. There you go. Ambush on the Grenadiers. Ambush bonus. Ooh, MG4 the primitive prompt for the Commandos. And he doesn't have the veterancy to pop a smoke grenade, forcing him to retreat there. So nice attempt there by Jove, but sadly not quite working out for him. Oncar slowly moving forwards here. East side being grabbed back here by Kreuz. On the west side, another push for the western fuel point. Heat machine, of course, proves to be a continued obstacle here for Jove. No tech still, and Kreuz here can go for the Panther 4 model gain now if that is what he intends to, which I'd imagine. Pioneers paid out the cover here to attack the one for the fuel point, force back here. He could try and sneak up around here. Oh no! He gave an attack order to the Pioneers of this section pursued, and he forgot to cancel it. At least ordered them just to stop. Really lucky there for Kreuz, but that is a feels awkward moment there for Jove. Feels awkward. And there you go. Panther 4 model yay there for Kreuz. The last model of Panther 4 before the war ended. Was a easy to produce model, as they did a lot of things to simplify, but also in some cases because they just had to make do without certain things because they just didn't have them. So, little fun fact there. Back here we do finally have tech for Jove. Well, absolutely he's going to go straight for Cromwell. He's actually intending to hold out for a Comet. Now we can get back this fuel point for a bit longer. A Comet Rush could theoretically work out here for Jove versus Kreuz, so it's still going to be a bit risky once Kreuz unleashes the might of the Panther 4 model against Jove here. Mines in the east, very good, thumbs up. Now the MG42 is a much worse position here. Commanders creeping up their bellway. Out in the open versus sections with Bren guns. Note that 2 Bren guns. Really bad news to the machine gunners. They will have to hold back here. And there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 4 aus von Jod. Out here for Kreuz and Deutschland. No, as the War is also not uncommon for the Panther 4 model J's side skirts on the main hull to be wire mesh, as they basically did the same effect against, bazookas and other such weapons there, while also weighing less and just taking up fewer resources. Doesn't look as cool though, but, details. And as they engage in the section, is still out in the open. We got Mortar Father helping to even that out. Section of goods going in the center, pack 40 there for Kreuz. Panther 4 fires away there. In the center section of the Grenadiers there, shutting them off. Quick kill in the Pioneers. Arm coming at the center here. Quickly sniping Paul Ludwig there. Yeah, no sign of a Cromwell here, or anything like that, or a Firefly. Oh, Pioneers, right, could actually grab the flamethrower with the Commandos. Though, of course, they may want to grip them with Bren guns instead. Oh, that's a bit of a blow there to Kreuz, because he's got no way of repairing his Panther 4 now, so that could actually hurt a bit. And will, of course, force him to expend manpower and fresh Pioneers. But there you go. Good use of smoke here. Shuts out the anti-tank gun here of Joe's position. I'm just voiced and aggressive driving in the Panther 4. From the infantry, really good push. And could see Joe's anti-tank gun cleared out. This is a really good push. Again, very much facilitated by the use of smoke. 2 thumbs up to Kreuz. Again, I do tell people to use smoke, and I think this was a really good example of how smoke can be useful. Patrick to about to push back. Armored car at the ready. Can't assist here though. Commander's trying to get away here. Dodging the shots. This is almost like some sort of sequence in an action game. Like they're just moving from cover to cover, trying to avoid the shots, but for now they have to just, hit the retreat there. So that was kind of neat there, kind of neat. A thumbs up moment just for the sheer spectacle and theatrics of it. Sections of the before the artillery called in there as well, but Joe under a lot of pressure. He is going for the Comet here, but it's going to cost him the anti-tank, and he will have to see, does Kreuz destroy it, or does he seize it? I do not know. There's certainly an argument for both. We got more to come called in here though by Joe. Artillery firing down here on the machine gun, the mortar here. Destroying the anti-tank gun there. White phosphorus shells, regular mortar shells here. Artillery here on the machine, the mortar seemingly just... Wow, doing nothing there for Joe. That scar feel awful. Anti-tank being destroyed with the Panther 4 even as the entire field is lit up. Troops reinforcing healing here. Section on the flank here. And there you go. They're slowly repositioning, but notably, I think they had most lost a mortar crewman. That was it. Maybe a machine gunner as well, but That was two 25-pounder guns. He's just basically doing sod all. Meanwhile, we got the Commodore away there for Joe. Right around the corner, and that's going to be a definite problem here for the Panther 4 Model J. Panzer team up from the center here for Kreuz with the Raketenpanzerbüchse. And there you go, caught it with the Commandos on the section. There you go, both equipped with Bren guns. Commandos get some bonuses with Bren guns, including they can fire them on the move, making Commandos with Bren guns particularly mean. Panther 4 backing off here, closing in on Veterans 1 very slowly. There's the Comet, certainly I think would be smart here for Kreuz to go for Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. So we got 412 with 379, pretty close in terms of victory points with a small lead here to Kreuz. Got the Bren section as the Grenadiers. Bren Commandos are moving up from here. There we go, unleashing the ambush bonus here on the Grenadiers. Of course, combined with the Bren guns, that means again they can really hit hard. Almost got the Grenadiers there. There you go, we do get a Stuke 3D here from Kreuz, thumbs up. Here's the Commandos. Comet Wing and Armored coming as well. The west side still some pressure. I think he's trying to keep Kreutz's attention to the cemetery, but it looks like he's going to make his main push here. Maybe try and swing up through here, then up behind Kreutz's center then. That could, I think, be a pretty strong push there by Jove if executed properly. Should maybe coordinated with either an assaultee or another piece of mortar cover. Say on the west side here, Kreuz remains fairly ensconced. Jove is digging in as well here. Could further indicate he's just going to try and keep his opponent's attention to the cemetery, but again, going to make his main push in the east. The Comets, the Panther, great shot from the Comet, easily punches through their armored car shoots. He could try and intercept for the to tread here, but goes off a bit too slow here. Doesn't finish off with the Comet here either, by the looks of it. Yeah, I think that's a missed opportunity by Jove. I think there's a good chance he could have taken out the Panther 4 there had he been fast with the target tread and been a bit more aggressive. I think there's a good chance he could have mobilized the Panther 4 and destroyed it, but that's that. Troop reinforcing healing here. Might be moving in towards a second Comet, which would definitely think be a significant chance here for Eisernes Kreuz and the 9th Panzer to deal with. We've got the Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G, they're gefechtsbereit. Ground Eastern point here. Commandos at the ready, very close to Veteran 2. Stuke 3 moving vorwärts. Panther 4 being repaired. I think with that much armor, we should definitely bring in some more pioneers. And there we go. We actually got the hull down here on the Stuke. Thumbs up. Definitely a very rare ability they used. But in the right place, in the right position, can be fairly powerful. We got a mortar placement Jove here. Front line getting certainly a bit more static, a bit more fortified. But crucially, Kreutz's static elements can quickly become mobile. And the Stuke is pointing in such a direction he can't actually hit the Comet. There you go, he has realised. But there you go, quick turn around, a good shot there. Right through the Comet's front line. We've got Otto there with a Panther Faust. Damaging the inhale of the Comet, very good shot there. Second shot there, almost on the mine. That could have set off the mine, possibly damaging the Comet further. Panther team on the move here. Jove needs to get the armor car, the quickly armor car, Comet, I mean quickly. Armor cars running in, possibly to screen here. Stuke falling back. He has to fuel for a second Comet, then manpower-wise is a bit further away. Population-wise, he definitely also has that. And I think against a second Comet, he would be very powerful. Jove right versus Kreuz right now. But whether or not he goes for it, of course, is another matter. He could also be tempted to go for a Firefly. Second pioneer's got for Kreuz, thumbs up. Panther team up the centre back up the Infantry team here. We got until he... Oh, smoke actually. The British are going to use smoke too. Alright lads, remember our smoke is 90% as good as the Germans and only 5 times as cancerous. So we can do it too. Only 5 times? That's a bit of a funny way to put it. Well, last batch was 10 times as cancerous, so consider this an improvement. Quick light gun behind the Grenadiers, and almost got them wiped. Panther 4 gaining Veteran 1. Panther 4 move. Stuke almost good to go there for Kreuz. Jove very, very close to a Comet, and I think you can actually call in a second Comet there. Yup, 2 Comets. Again, would be a significant armoured force here from Jove, which could definitely give Kreuz a hard time. Got the Panther 4 going hold down now. And Jove, I think, is going to go for a 17-pounder gun. Interesting choice, but definitely puts him on a much more static footing against his opponent. And, I mean, in this regard, his opponent does technically have access to railway artillery support, so this could maybe backfire. At least not be as effective as hoped for. I'm also just surprised we went for that over second comet here. Like, 2 comets again would be very powerful. But anyways, hold down Stuke here. Straight into the hold down Stuke, which gets an easy shot through the comet. Second shot bounces. Definitely getting a bit more quiet here on the front line for now. Stuke gaining veterans 1, 17-pounder gun turning around here. A very powerful anti-tank gun. The British would look to mount it on as many things as possible. Sherman tanks, M10 tank destroyers. You know, basically come up with new chassis to wield it. So there was a lot they equipped with a 17-pounder gun. And of course the Comet used a shortened version of the 17-pounder gun, though they called it the 77mm gun to avoid confusion logistically. Don't think he's aware of the 17-pounder gun yet. Oh, I don't think he's used the Stuke as boldly as that around it, because again, that 17-pounder gun can quickly deal a lot of damage to the incautious player. West side remains very quiet here. Again, this is also, I think, with 2 comets more useful. They could just quickly punch through here and then swing up behind the center here, leaving Kreuz's, you know, positions very much outflanked, outmaneuvered. But instead, he's now putting everything on hold here in the east, hoping to turn this to decisive engagement. But I mean, this could backfire on Jove. He may not, of course, be aware or remember that Festung Armour has access to railroads of support and what he can brace. I mean, if you can sort of bait out the brace first and then just call in the railroad to support afterwards. So I feel like Jove here could be making a critical strategic error in the face of Kreuz. We'll have to see though. I mean, if Kreuz makes an advanced assault here, he could win the game based off of that though. And for some reason he keeps parking the Stuke within range of it. There we go, got the piercing shot there. Great shot in the Panda 4. Second shot narrowly misses. Close call though, close call. Much more quiet part of the section front line now. Much less mobile. Can't move forward again here. I think he's trying to bait Kreuz into attack, pursuing the comet into the line of fire with the 17-pounder gun. Good shot there from the 17-pounder and the Stuke, almost taking out there. Deals an incredible amount of damage, close to veterans 1. Big push on the centre here with only 1 section built up there. I mean, if he spreads out his forces correctly, he can avoid a lot of mortar fire as well, I think. We do have the Vickers there, so maybe not quite as clear cut, but still, he's bringing up with the Patrick team here. They're going to be on the mine, I think. There we go, railway artillery support here on the 17-pounder gun and the mortar emplacement. Direct hit here, doing a fair amount of damage even when braced, it seems. Another hit there, another fair chunk of health there torn off. And now the brace is worn off. Second shot whizzes off target, narrowly saving the 17-pounder gun there. Really close call here. And there it gets over, and wow, that is next no cooldown. You'd think it'd last longer, like, you know. Alright, Otto, it'll be minutes before we can find 9. We can find another one already now. What? Like, those are some really big shells. Doesn't it take more time to fight these things? 9. My God. We Germans are efficient, aren't we? Mostly. Stuke the gaining actually 2. We'll have to see if Kreuz realizes the cooldown is already worn off there. Section mode down here by the Grenadiers. Sappers also need to be careful repairing. I mean, of course, Jove might also be expecting the cooldown to last a lot longer than this. Like, you rarely see, like, you know, 2 railway artillery support tracks called in like this in a row, in particular not on the 1v1 metagame. So yeah, there we go, unleashing another barrage there. Direct hit on the 17 pounder gun again. 2 saber squads nearby. Repairing right next. Oh, God. This is going to go poorly, isn't it? Unsurprisingly, Jove's morale, having seen all of his sappers just can turn into goulash, is to just concede. So there we go. GG, game over. That has got to be one of the most perfect railway artillery strikes I've ever seen. But yeah, a nice fight here, I think, for the most part. Again, I feel like Jove got too static. Should definitely, I think, gone for the second combat, been more aggressive on the flanks here. I think, again, conceded too much around that sense to Kreuz too easily. But that said, he also had a bit of bad luck in the early game. I think that there's a lot of ways Jove could have been ahead on this match more easily. But again, sometimes that happens. Although I think it's a pretty good match with some rarely seen stuff here. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your family. But don't tell them me. Of course, consider donating or pledging on Patreon. This is Imperial Links, and cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.